speaking with Coach Terry Steiner, our national women's coach, and I wanted to ask Coach a little bit about how the training is going here in January. You've had the Canadian athletes here working with a lot of our top American wrestlers, and I was curious what your thoughts were about this training camp and what's good about having an opportunity to work with the Canadian program.
Well, I mean, you know, we're starting the new year. We're coming off a break. The Canadian team has been one of the top teams past 10 years, you know, I mean, and anytime we can get together with them, I think, you know, when I started and when Coach Beerling took over the Canadian program, we kind of said that we need to work together and build each other and push each other and work with each other to do that. And we built a pretty good relationship with the Canadian Federation and the women's program. And I think this is our 6th year that we're coming together for our winter training camp, so it's been a good thing.
Now, are you trying to get the athletes prepared for some of the competitions they'll be competing in this winter? I know that you'll be sending a number of teams overseas in the next few months.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we've had some key focus areas all fall long, and we're just really hitting them again during this camp and starting to prepare for competition, getting in that competition mode. So it's good having foreign teams in there because just naturally that competitive spirit comes out when you have a, you know, I guess an enemy in your house. So you know, having Canada in here definitely brings up the intensity, brings up the level of wrestling, brings up the level of awareness, and you know, gets us ready for what's coming ahead.
You guys are going to be going live matches today. I know you had some earlier today. Well, what kind of things do the women get out of competing against each other and against the Canadians in matches here at the camp?
Well, again, you know, I mean, we try to make it as real as possible, you know, to make it feel like a real match. I mean, and not just to come in and say it's another practice and things like that. So, you know, we get them in their singlets. We get them out on the mat, hopefully wrestling against each other as much as we can, and just, you know, trying the things we've been working on. You know, and we've had some troubled areas. You know, and Canada is very good at a few areas, and they point them out if we're not doing our job. So really, you know, just improvement, practice by practice, day by day, and seeing how far we can get.
Now, you'll have a few athletes going up to the Guelph tournament in Canada in a few weeks. Which wrestlers do you think might be heading up there from the group training here?
I think right now we have the Fobellum sisters. I believe Jessica Medina. I believe Adeline Gray is going up. Tatiana Padilla. I think that's about it right now. We got, you know, we've had some of the athletes that have competed a lot, like Alyssa Lampe and Elena Perishkova. They've competed a lot in the fall, so we're gonna, you know, back off a little bit, and they'll get ready for the tournaments coming ahead with the Schultz and our winter tours and the World Cup. But you know, just, you know, there's probably a half dozen or so athletes, maybe a little bit more. Allie Bernard's going to be there, that are coming into that, and it's a good tournament. The Guelph tournament is one of Canada's top tournaments. They really have 3 tournaments: the Hargabind tournament, the Guelph Open, and then the Canada Cup, where they're karting tournaments for the Canadian athletes. So their best athletes will be at these tournaments, and so it's just a good opportunity for us to get some high-level competition at a very lesser cost than going overseas. So you know, again, that's one of the things that Coach Beerling from Canada and I talked about, is we need to use each other as much as we can. We also need to support each other as much as we can to push our programs up, and part of that is supporting each other's competitions.
And we have a big one coming up with the Dave Schultz competition in the beginning of February.
Right.
Do you expect that we will have a lot of our top American female wrestlers competing at Schultz this year?
We will. We do have some injuries, so we're dealing with a few injuries, but most of our national team people will be at the Schultz tournament, and it's going to be a great event for us. I mean, Canada's coming back with about a dozen people. We have Bulgaria coming in, we have Belarus coming in, we have Germany, Poland, Austria, Norway, France is coming in. I mean, there's going to be a lot of teams, and should be a great competition for us.
Now, what countries are we going to be visiting this year during our winter tour season?
Well, our number ones and twos for the most part will be heading to France, and we're going to France because the World Cup this year is in France. So the week before the World Cup, they also had the Turcoing tournament. So we'll be going to that tournament and then staying for the World Cup. Pretty much our number threes and people that are almost national team, 4s and 5s and things like that, they will be heading to Bulgaria and then Belarus. And a little bit change up, you know, Bulgaria is the first tournament for us, but we've kind of tried to work with Valentin Jordanov, the president of the Bulgarian Federation, and trying to get some kind of relationship built up there. So they're coming over this year for the Schultz. We're going to go back over for their tournament. And I think it'll be a good thing. The Bulgarians are definitely have some top young athletes in there, and then they have Zlateva, who's a 3 or 4-time world champ, and so you know, they have a good developing program and some committed coaches, and so we're excited about going there for the first year with our women's program.
World Cup this year, an important event for us.
It's always important, you know. Every time we step on the mat, it's important. You know, we're going to the World Cup to win the World Cup, and you know, we haven't done that in a long time, and we need some results. You know, this is the year when we've started to talk about, we start moving away from the process of what we're doing, and we start focusing on outcome. And we're going to the World Cup for one reason, and that's to win the World Cup, and hopefully we can stay healthy. Hopefully we can get our top athletes some great competition and prepare them for down the road. But we're excited about it, and we're going to go see what we can do.
Thank you very much, Coach.